The Fed just made a massive announcement that is going, in my opinion, to continue to boost the US dollar in 2022. Stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the US dollar, some top trading setups, and my outlook and continued bullish pressure on the US dollar. Let's get started. Welcome back to the channel today, you guys. My name is Nick. If you're new to my channel, I talk all about trading and investing. I try and cover news that's going on in the forex market as it pertains to heavy, Fed meetings like we're having today, which, by the way, has the US dollar jumping to the upside there. Not too bad for my bullish bias on the US dollar. As you may know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, that I have been bullish on the US dollar for a while. Now, check this out. So the Fed actually just signaled that there is, in fact, plans for a rate hike in March of 2022 on par and on schedule for their plans to get back on track to combat inflation. That has huge implications for the US dollar because, as we may know, if you're a little bit experienced in trading forex, if you're new to trading forex, what I will say is that a rate hike and the pressure towards signaling towards a rate hike is a strong catalyst for a stronger US dollar, and hence with my position here, I am bullish on the dollar. This is something that we were kind of forecasting within our private Discord channel, which, the idea here being with the dollar coming out with that news today, we are seeing some interesting volatility in the short term, but I do believe that today's news is a bullish thing for the US dollar. Again, inflation is quite high right now in the US, and the question has been around whether or not the Fed would do something about it. We can see the dollar here making a massive move all over the place, jumping up, coming down, coming back up, moving around. It's shaking and dancing here today off of this big news. Now, the question is, where's the trade? What's the idea? Well, for me, the main focus is continued bullish pressure on the dollar. I am looking for long biased setups on the dollar, and so we could start looking at some currency pairs that have to do with the dollar. Here's, for example, Euro USD trading a little bit into the spike, going back and forth all over the place. The main focus here with the euro dollar, in my view, is bearish pressure. I am looking for a break underneath this structure of support that we've been struggling upon. If we can break underneath this, what I'm looking for on the euro is probably in the short term a return back down to the lows. Is it possible that it happens this week? I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible in markets, but my main focus is looking for a breakout here to the downside, retest opportunities, and continuations to the downside. So Euro USD, I've talked about this pair several times. This continues to put bearish pressure on the euro as the dollar strengthens from the Fed's meeting in their plans to rate hike. I expect the euro dollar to continue to trade lower on a macro scale. Short term, it could do some crazy stuff, but main thing is I'm looking for a break of structure here, a retest of that same structure, and looking for downside continuation there with a soft target of 1.12 there on the euro dollar, that low of 2021. Next up, of course, I've got to talk about my dollar yen position. So I am currently long on dollar yen. And with this bullish pressure coming in here and the follow through on the news, I do think that we have more upside for the dollar yen. Now, in the short term, again, things can do crazy stuff on the short-term price action charts, but longer term, I do kind of anticipate a move back to the highs there on dollar yen. So when we look at this, for me, soft targets up there at the previous high, something like 116.4, let's call it, is possibilities. Maybe not right away, but towards, as the Fed continues to lay out their plans for rate hikes and monetary policy tightening, I expect overall a move to the upside. With my current position that I shared within our Discord channel, linked down below in the description, I am currently sitting in a break even worst case scenario trade. Not the worst thing ever, but this is something that we've actually expected. This Fed rate hike and this bullish outlook on US dollar pairs has been something that we've been forecasting here. So you can see within the private Discord channel, I took a buy on dollar yen with that risk off sentiment that was currently putting pressure on the dollar yen. I decided to buy the dollar yen at a low, still bullish on dollar overall, as we've talked heavily about the Fed's plan in 2022. That's something we've covered very, very distinctly on the channel several times. So again, I'm floating that profit right now. If you're not already in the private Discord, by the way, and you would like to join, we're actually doing, and we're very close to the end of, our 22% off for 2022, the New Year sale that we're doing. All of that is linked down below in the description if you'd like to be in the group and see the trades that are being taken on a regular basis. Again, I'm in some nice trades right now and trying to see if I can catch some some more upside on this US dollar move. So now the question is there anything, for people who want to be long in the dollar, what are the alternatives? What are the setups? Well, there may still be some opportunities for pullback plays. Of course, as always, remember, do your own due diligence, make your own trading decisions, trade safe, trade smart, don't be a dummy.
You calling dummy?
A lot of times people will see stuff on YouTube or on TV and they'll just jump to conclusions just because so-and-so talked about it. I am bullish on the dollar, but I'm not bullish on just because it's, of good news. I like this as kind of a catalyst to continue my bullish pressure or bullish idea on the US dollar. So looking at things like AUD USD, I would say things like this could potentially be opportune shorts at resistance. Maybe we've already kind of missed the boat there. You can see price popped up into that zone. We were watching the 50% recently, but didn't quite get it on this previous move. But now we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. And this is, of course, what everybody's been focused on, gold. Okay. And gold here took a little bit of a dive there recently, a big pullback after all this bullish pressure. Now, a lot of people are probably going to expect me to say, well, gold is going to roll over and die here. But as you guys may remember, if you've been watching with my channel recently, I still think that a reasonable short-term target for gold is a move back to 1870. Yes, higher than where we currently sit. And that is based solely on, well, not solely on, but partially on a bullish technical analysis that we've been doing on the channel. We've talked about that several different times. These higher lows look pretty good for gold. We can kind of loosely draw this trend line that we're seeing right now. Price is pulling back and looking like with that deep sell-off that there may still be opportunities for upside in gold. Now, I am not a super bull on gold. I'm not, looking to buy every single dip. I just think that from a technical analysis standpoint, this level here is looking pretty interesting. After that previous breakout that we had just the other day, you can see big pop to the upside, consolidation, another breakout, and pullback to levels of support here at 1830, let's call it. So I think that there is some buyers that are probably interested in this area. And it is actually possible for both gold to make a move higher as well as the dollar. It is, it's one of those things. If risk off sentiment continues to be strong in the markets, it's very possible that we actually see both the dollar and gold be strong, considering situations like Russia, the tapering process in the US could cause some slowdown globally, right? There's still some upward pressure for gold as well as the dollar. So yeah, there may be actually some buying opportunities off of the volatility caused by this Fed rate hike anticipation. Now, we can talk about some other pairs. For example, I talked about dollar yen, but what about dollar Swiss, which should be and is still rising off of this news? We're seeing some strong reactions to the news right now. Dollar Swiss, higher time frame. Here's the daily chart for you. We'll switch views just so you can see this on the one-day chart. You can see we very starkly rejected this area down there at 0.91 and have since seen 3 green candles on the daily chart. Where are we headed next? Well, I think reasonable areas of resistance to look out for are levels like 0.9360 and of course our previous high here at 92.70. I think that is very possible to happen in the short term, especially with this dollar bullishness. In my opinion, has the potential to resume here. I think we have the fire in the belly, if you will, from the Fed with a little bit of appetite for more upside on the US dollar. So for me, I think that if you missed this trade, if you missed a lot of the dollar trades that we were looking at within the private group, I'm not going to jump into a bunch of positions here. I can't justify buying, but if price maybe pulls back, if we see some volatility and we see price dip back to the lows, there may be opportunities in my view to pick up some dollar longs on some of these pairs. We'll continue on. We'll take a look at another popular pair right now, pound dollar. I've mentioned several times that I am personally bullish on both the pound and the dollar at this time, so I don't have a huge bias in trading this pair. However, a lot of you guys watch this pair regularly, so I do try and cover it as much as possible. I would say that this dollar pressure, if anything, looks like with that fresh news that things are looking a little top heavy, especially when we kind of broke out of this structure. We saw a break to the downside. We saw, big movement, impulsive move, corrective move, impulsive move, corrective move. And now with the Fed coming out with, kind of standing strong on their inflation stance, I think that this level is looking a little bit top heavy in this zone. And I also mentioned that a follow-up or a secondary opportunity, if you're looking at the pound dollar, maybe to watch for this 61.8% retracement, which also lines up nicely with resistance here at, let's call it 1.3577, somewhere in this region, right? So if price pops up to this level, or if you like an aggressive sell, you know, there may be some opportunities to look at the pound dollar on the short side, considering this downward market breakout and structure that we do see happening on the pound dollar. Of course, this is pretty big news. It was kind of forecast, it was kind of expected from the markets, but just seeing the Fed follow through with their stance and showing their aggressive stance on inflation definitely has me staying strong on my dollar bullish thesis. Despite some volatility that we may see in the short term, I will be looking at pullbacks as opportunities to pick up some longs. Now, remember, if you're not already in the private Discord, it is linked down below in the description. If you'd like to see all the trades being taken by myself and the rest of our team here at A1 Trading, Patrick, Annie, Ivan, we share all of our trades, full breakdowns, analysis. You can jump in on the coaching calls that we do, educational material, and jump into the chat room with other traders around the world. With that said, guys, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, do me a favor, just hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.